Hey, what's up? It's Tiffany. Before we get started on this week's episode, please be sure to send us your requests at booshakalakapodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter X, BooShakalakapod. You can also find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Instagram at BooShakalakapodcast. Anyway, hey everybody, welcome back to the Booshakalaka Podcast. I'm your host Tiffany, joined by co-host Pierre.
Popular. I don't have a quote for you.
Yeah, because you were late. And our guest and friend Jay.
How can you be late for something that's not?
Listen, like we said in pre-production, first of all, hello. How are y'all? I miss you guys. You sound great. I'm here to pod, and I'm not here to play no.
What the fuck was that? Cut the camera. Cut the camera's dead ass. Cut the camera's dead ass. Cut the camera's dead ass.
I am here to pod with Tiff, Pierre. Let's go. We got Christmas sweaters. We got Christmas cookies.
I was not expecting.
We got non-alcoholic eggnog.
Wait a minute.
What the hell is happening right now?
Merry Christmas.
What is happening right now?
We're going to close out this podcast 2024 with a bang, baby. Let's go. Pierre, I missed you. Back to you, Tiff.
What have I been watching? So I've been watching a couple of things. Thank God the TV is back. So there is a show called Black Doves on Netflix. It's like a 6-episode series, British, so it's good. About spies. That's really good. I've also been watching the show on Hulu called Accused. That's really good. It's sort of Law and Order-esque. It's like one of those anthology series. Like every episode has a different cast, and it's basically like, it's really like Law and Order. Like you start off with, you see this person living a normal life, then you see them in court, and then it's like, oh, what were they accused of? And then you learn from their point of view what happened. And sometimes they get off, sometimes they don't. The first episode will lock you in, though. Like the first episode will lock you in completely. So give that a shot.
Gotcha.
And then Sex Lives of College Girls is back. I know you have opinions, Tiffany, and I'll let you give your opinions on that show. And the show No Good Deed is really good on Netflix as well. It just came out too.
Nice.
Starring Tiana Paris, who is an MCU badass.
I like Tiana. I like her.
Oh, beautiful. Oh. Like, of course. Ooh, I was about to say something naughty. Of course she got pregnant. She's so beautiful.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Not watching anything.
Not watching anything but her hair grow.
What have I been watching? I want to say a few weeks back. It's been a while since I've been on the podcast, but Cross with Aldous Hodge on Cross on Amazon Prime. That's been really good. A little too DC pandery. Speaking of DC, it's just like, hey, Cross, let's go to the Ben's Chili Bowl and crack the case and put a little mambo sauce on my grits. A little bit of that, it just kind of takes me out of it. But no, that's been great. This banger show with Zoe Saldana on Lioness. Nah, they smoking that show. Other than that, just like random here and there. What's a little Netflix? Netflix drop a little banger every holiday. Carry On. It was like the TSA.
So that is good. Is that really good? Okay.
It's not bad, man. It caught me off guard, but it's definitely worth checking out. And it's like appropriately themed. It's like a new like Christmas Die Hard type joint. But it's good.
Don't say that around Tiffany.
Die Hard's a classic Christmas movie. What are you talking about?
I know. She's the co-chair of the committee of Die Hard, and I have never seen it, and I want to talk about it.
Well, I'm the other co-chair. I'm co-signing that. Die Hard is up there, top 5 dead or alive. But yeah, that's all.
The synopsis is a gadget salesman is looking for a special gift for his son and finds one at a store in Chinatown. The shopkeeper reluctantly sells him the mogwai, but sells it to him with a warning to never expose him to bright light, water, or feed him after midnight. All of this happens, and it results in a gang of gremlins that decide to tear up the town on Christmas Eve.
That was terrible. I don't like that one. So before Jay, I know you're ready. Hold on, take a swig. I enjoyed the movie. I did not enjoy watching the movie. Why? Because I had this sense of nostalgia. No, not nostalgia. It was deja vu. Because I feel like I've watched this recently because I remember saying to myself, the only character worth a damn in this movie is the mom. And then I watched it again. And I was like, wait a minute. I already thought this. Why am I watching this again? So I don't know what that's about. I don't know when I watched it or who I watched it with, but I had the same feeling. I was like, oh, the mom is the only smart person in this movie. And it holds true till today.
Is she?
She is. She is the only one in this movie who is smart. I will explain when we get there. But since this is Jay's baby with his Christmas sweater on, is that a turtleneck?
No, it's just a Christmas. Okay. It's a regular Christmas sweater.
Okay.
Gremlins themed. Let's go.
Okay, it's because you're so short. That's why it just fits you like that.
No, it's an old. First of all, there's no need to be rude, bro. This is the best time of year.
It is.
Second to
We've
Halloween.
Missed you. Stop skipping pods.
It's just an old sweater. It's a little snug, but I want to be festive for you guys.
I was wondering how you got your head in there.
All right.
And how you got your head in the sweater. So we can start now.
You good. I'm holding back.
Says the person shaped like a number 2 pencil. Let's cut it out now.
I'm not shaped like a number 2 pencil. What is that? What does that even mean?
Long.
I am not long.
So we start off with Mr. Randall Peltzer, who is a
unreliable narrator,
failing inventor.
He is Stu from Rugrats.
Yes, a bumbling.
Oh my gosh, yes, tearing up the house. Who is paying the rent? Who is paying the mortgage? Is it the
apparently Billy is with his bank teller job that he's terrible at.
The bank.
I always thought that Billy was a high school student when watching this. I didn't know he was like he had graduated and was working, was a grown ass man. I had no idea till I watched it recently.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense. Because why are you? First of all, why are you still in my house? Why are you not at collage?
That doesn't make sense.
And then
black people, you don't have to kick your kids out when they turn 18.
No. You don't have to kick your kids out, but he should be at college at the very least.
But he could have already gone.
That's even worse.
He's a cartoon. He's a cartoonist. That's his thing.
The reason it's unbelievable is just I don't know. It just seemed very like high schoolish, just because his dad was just like, "Oh, I got to get my son a gift." That's the only reason that made me think he was high school level, because it's like you wouldn't. I just don't.
How I saw it as very small family. Like maybe their grandparents aren't alive. So this is literally all they have. So that's why they're all tight knit. And that's probably why he still lives there. That's how I interpreted it. But I recall, like, if you would have asked me yesterday before I watched the movie, is Billy in high school? I would have 100% said yes.
Definitely.
I really thought that he was.
But
demeanor, he isn't. He's a grown man.
Yeah, his demeanor just gave high school.
His daddy is over in Chinatown. Is it real China? I don't know.
I thought. Well, hold on, because it just seemed like, because is Chinatown that far away from where they live? You know what I mean? Like, it seemed like it took his dad a long time to get back.
It's definitely Chinatown.
It depends on the Chinatown. There's Chinatowns in a lot of cities.
It's definitely Chinatown stateside, because I think they even kind of like touch on that in the sequel. But they were definitely trying to portray like, you know, seedy alleyway in China, because they had
with Chinatown, California.
They had the Navy sailor guy with like, it looked like a lady of the night. They were just doing a lot of.
There was a wrecked car. There's a car accident, like right next to the building. I was like, what the?
But it was definitely Chinatown, LA for sure.
Yeah, there's Chinatowns in DC. There's Chinatowns everywhere. So, but yes. Anyway, so he goes into the store. He's looking at all the antiques. He's like, I gotta find something for my son Billy. Is all this shit real?
He was low-key about to get trafficked, because I'm not going down in no basement with you. He talking about we got to go down here. Hell no!
I'm definitely not going to do that. So he goes in and he overhears like the fucking clown underneath the bed on Scary Movie 2.
Okay, stop.
Like that's what da 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 da. That's what he like. It sounds like it's going on the entire time. And he finds a very small little furry creature named a mogwai, which is Cantonese for devil, by the way.
Are you serious?
Thank you, Wikipedia.
Yes. How long have you known this?
I think I learned it around 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, December 22nd.
Top tier researcher.
I hate
Let's
you.
go.
it just seemed like
Let's
something
go.
you would know.
Let's fucking go. She's bringing it.
So interesting.
She is bringing it today, baby.
Yes,
Let's go.
The ears make sense now. The ears make sense.
And it ends up backfiring on him because there's a point in the movie where he's like, "Oh, we called it a mogwai," some Chinese mumbo jumbo. Yeah, if you would have actually known what it meant, you probably wouldn't have tried to get it. He's trying to sell them. And another thing, why you, like Jay said, it had to have been stateside, because the kid that actually sells Randall the mogwai has no accent at all.
Oh, Data from the Goonies?
No, he ain't no Johnny Five. He's none of that.
Girl,
he's talking like regular.
We know this movie is full of racial transgressions. Let's not contribute to it. But yes, it's a mess. They did start out with like ancient Chinese secret type of. They was doing it was. Right. I had to look up the crew that like produced this film. They were Steven Spielberg, Kathleen Kennedy from Star Wars fame. It's a few others. I don't think Joe Dante, the director, did a lot. I don't think he did anything really before this, and he definitely didn't do a lot after this. But they was wilding. They was wilding.
I mean, I'm gonna get to my little joke a little later. Okay. Anyway, somebody mentioned dragon breath, and I thought to myself, is this where that joke originated? I always thought it was
House Party.
Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, Bilal.
Did you catch when he said dragon breath? There was like a wong, and then he said bad breath. Did you get? Nobody caught that.
Did he hit the gong?
I didn't hear the gong.
I was like,
don't tell me there was a gong.
It's a gong.
Well, I was trying to make the sound of a gong.
Yeah.
Like gong. Like I was trying to emulate.
Wong. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, that sounds racist.
I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that.
That's why he switched. He's like bad breath. Because dragons, Asian culture dragons. But yeah. So like Tiffany said,
Mr. Wing is his name.
Is that his name? So what's the dad's name?
I forget the names. Randall.
Okay, Rand. Okay, I was like, I know he said Rand. So Rand is trying to sell him some bullshit in a box. It's supposed to be like a razor, some toothpaste, a mirror to shave your face, some cologne.
The whole time, I know this movie came out before, but it so reminded me of Serge when he was trying to serve Aquel, that big ass gun that had all those contraptions on it. Please. You guys suck.
Oh, from Beverly Hills Cop 3?
Yes.
Yes. Why do I know this?
You don't know. So Serge, he was selling like artillery. No, because Serge. That was his name. He was selling this big artillery, and it was like this big bag, and it had like a machine gun in it and attached to it was a TV or a blender. It was like 100-in-1 type of thing. And that's the first thing that popped into my mind. But sorry you didn't get the joke. That's okay. You go.
I got
it.
Everyone else did. I don't need to always get them. The viewers need to. But yeah, so I noticed that he don't want it. But yeah, so he's like, he won't sell him the mogwai because it's a big responsibility. And the little kid, he's like, he offers him $200. He's like, I need this for my son. I'm not understanding. Again, I understand you're a close-knit family, but the way he was just so set on, my son needs this. Your son already has a dog. He doesn't really need this. So that's why I assumed he was in high school. Cause I feel like once even though, you're not supposed to move out at 18. I just feel like at a certain age, parents aren't that staunch on getting a kid a Christmas gift that they like. You know what I mean? It's not that important.
Look. If Billy is paying the mortgage, I think he should.
Touche. Okay, so the kid meets him he's like, meet me in the alleyway for a handy job. And he meets him in the alleyway.
He did not say any of that. He said, no, we not playing like that. He said, wait here. I'll talk to him. Yeah, we need
the money. And so basically he's like, I'm going to
$200 in 1984 in seedy underbelly Chinatown. That could go a long way.
It's like $1,000. Yeah. So he sells it to him, but he's like, hey, so let me give you these rules. It's important now we say these rules for the viewers because nobody else in the movie cared to follow the rules. So he's like, all right, there's these 3 rules you got to follow. Okay, number 1, he don't like bright lights. It scares him. and don't put him in the sunlight because it'll kill him. Like you don't want it to die. He also says, hey, also don't get him wet. Do not get him wet. Don't give him a drink of water. Don't bathe him. Do not get him wet.
Don't wash his ass. None of that. Just let it be raw.
Well, I'm assuming that they clean themselves like cats and that it's normal. So, and then the third,
just a light dusting of baby powder. Probably.
Go to hell. And the third, most important, do not feed him after midnight. I would have asked, what about daylight savings time? So,
what exactly is after midnight? Isn't all time just after midnight?
That's what I'm saying. So what is the cutoff? Do I have a
5 to 8 hour window? Like, is it before 8? Like
12
after midnight,
to 6?
Before 6?
Like when is
because I know it's not to 2:30 because 2:30 is still demon time in the movie because one of them eats at 2:30 and still turns into a gremlin. So
that's what there was just. And then I also I would have asked more questions like, how long is it supposed to live? Like, what's the lifespan of this? Like, there were just a lot of questions that I feel like
How about, what is it?
What does it eat?
Does it need to get a Bordetella shot? Rabies?
Grooming, tetanus?
Yes.
Does it get fleas? There was just questions. Because
does it poop?
And then I'm just gonna throw out the things that already conflict with the storyline. So you can't give it water. Can it drink anything? Is it just that element compound of H2O that it can't have, or can it have Sunny Delight? Can it have beer? Can it get on snow? Can it have ice? There are questions that come up in the movie, and I'm like, So yeah, the dad listens. So yeah, we meet with Billy. Yeah, like I said, Billy's a bank teller. He's terrible at his job. He's talking about 20, 40, 60, 80, you'll get 200.
And then Billy is clearly struggling. He couldn't start his car. He's driving this punch buggy. Like, in my head canon, I'm thinking this is like winter break for this guy. I hope he's just home for the holidays. They let him pick up some shifts.
Because his dad is failing the business, he really is the one paying the bills. That's what Mrs. Dangle. Who wants to talk about Mrs. Dangle?
I know, and I was glad that Barney attacked her.
This felt okay. Come on, y'all. It's 1984. This movie came out. Did this not feel like the Wizard of Oz beginning? An old angry woman.
No, I didn't get that vibe.
Really? An old angry woman goes to the protagonist and is like, "Your dog attacked me."
Pierre, you got Wicked on your mind. Let it go. We have not seen it.
This is the Wizard of Oz. I'm telling you.
It's not.
It's the same thing.
Well, first we skipped another racial transgression before we get to the bank. Mr. Futterman, a straight up just race. He's the neighbor that hates foreign cars. He's just harping on like, oh, those foreigners, they're taking over, da 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 da. And meanwhile he's just driving around in a John Deere tractor. That's just his method of transportation for some odd reason. But
no plowman.
Yeah. Funny story. When I was younger, we had a riding lawnmower. And I used to imagine.
Oh, you got money. You got money.
Imagine that it was a car, and I accidentally let the keys in, and somebody stole it.
Oh, damn! Did y'all get it back? Did y'all ever get it back?
And it was a Rizap. We moved after to a home that didn't have such a large
not the makers. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's my life.
So,
but yes. Continue.
Despite them disagreeing with me. And the racial transgressions, Mrs. Dangle goes to the bank because Billy's dog ended up attacking her, which happened in another movie that they don't want to acknowledge. And she's like, I want the dog, I want to put it down, which also happens in another movie that they don't want to acknowledge. And why does Billy have the dog at work though? I don't understand that, because he could have just stayed home with the mom. Why is Barney at the bank?
Service dog.
What illness?
Could be stress. Could be. It doesn't have to be like a
hypertension,
physical ailment.
So the dog unhooks himself from his string and then attacks Mrs. Dangle again, and she starts her.
You know you ain't got no animal. What? Unhooks himself from his string?
To be fair, let me defend. I'm gonna defend Pierre. It was a string. That was a fucking piece of rope.
It was a white string.
It was a dingy
yarn
little rope.
At best.
Yeah,
not a yarn.
And so she does her classic white woman. Oh my lord, my leg! I'm so delirious. I'm gonna die. He doesn't get fired for this, which I don't understand. I mean, it's weird because like the bank owner is like too evil to not give out loans to a family that is like struggling, but he's not. But he has compassion for his worker who brought a dog to work and attacked a customer, even though she skipped line. Nope. Okay.
And then the sleazy coworker. This is where I never realized this. Judge Reinhold, aka Billy from Beverly, he's in this movie for all of 2 scenes. I was like, okay, they were clearly trying to do something with this character, and they just stopped.
No, I think it was cut.
It was cut all the way. Yeah, it was like, what? Why is he here?
And then he didn't even get attacked by the gremlins. Spoiler alert. But I just because he was such an asshole, and I just thought that we were gonna get some.
Like go to his new apartment, and so I'm just like,
because they gave you a lot of characters to dislike in the movie, and usually when that happens in horror movies, we get something. We get something,
right.
So I was kind of disappointed.
Yeah, that was kind of. But I think originally when they were filming this, or that the director Joe Dante, he wanted it to be really, really dark. And I think a studio came in and was like, wait, we're trying to sell toys. This is for kids. This is supposed to be a horror comedy. So I think a lot of stuff they cut out. I did a little research too. This movie is the reason why we have a PG-13 rating to this day. It was about a couple months after this, they actually created that rating.
It needed it. This movie was scary. I mean, they shoot legit. People.
And this is PG. They was just wilding in this movie.
Yeah, because I mean, to be fair, if you want to talk about ratings, because what was it? Roadhouse is PG as well, and they had nudity in it.
Roadhouse is
no.
PG?
I'm sorry. No,
I was like, no way.
I'm saying Roadhouse
Porky's.
Because it's
Porky's.
No,
Porky's.
No, it was Footloose. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Roadhouse.
Footloose feels kind of PG.
Yeah, at the end, like they're in the showers. There's like a butt. Yeah, because like
I thought they were doing nudity on the truck when they was like.
Most likely too, but I remember at school it was like a big. They were like, I was like, why is this PG if there's nudity and you have to cover up the TV? And she was like, it's different back then. They were right. Same thing with Outsiders. Why did I say Outsiders?
But there was some like you could tell like okay, they was really trying to take it there with this movie, like the horror, some of the kills. I was just like, oh damn, this is way more gruesome than I remember.
I think we were just missing like a lot of blood. If there was more blood, I think it would have been R.
No, I think it was missing the curse words.
True.
Yeah, I mean they gave a good goddamn and an asshole, but it wasn't just
right. But that a good fuck.
Because I feel like maybe those words weren't bad back then. I don't know.
Yes,
you know, assholes always been a weird word.
They're pretty bad.
They were bad.
They're so bad.
I feel like goddamn was not that okay. All right.
So we need.
Was not invented in 1987.
So Phoebe Cates, she's at the. That's also Billy's coworker. His love interest, she's feeling him. He seems completely oblivious to her, by the way. Like, she's just existing, but she's not, like, throwing it at him like she has been the entire movie or whatever.
Seems a little love struck to me. Like, when she comes over to help him, he's like all goo gaga. I think it's mutual. I just think he's awkward.
He's definitely awkward. Yeah, he's like a man child, but
he's. Hello. We already talked about him living at home.
But he's handsome. Like he's
fine.
He has curly hair. I don't know. But yeah.
What is that? Is he tall, dark, and handsome?
That's what it is. Yes, he is. And I'm so mad that we just found out this year what that meant. But
who did?
I always thought tall, dark, and handsome meant that it was like a tall black guy.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to say something else.
But no, it's like tall, dark hair, white guy.
Yeah, so he meets her. don't tell each other that they like each other, even though they both like each other. She's a bartender at the local pub. Judge Reinhold comes in and belittles him. Like, I'm like, why aren't y'all fighting?
Why
aren't y'all fighting?
Right. But yeah,
because
Gerald.
That's his name.
Not in the movie. But Gerald,
like you ever know anybody's names in
I remember his name is I remember his name is Gerald because Billy calls him Jerry and he says, that's my name.
Okay, let's see who else's name you remember because I'm not gonna give you any more.
I'll shoot you today. So
that was extreme.
I know.
Okay, Stripe
with the playing.
The hair is doing it for us.
Yeah.
Now Gerald he's one of those typical rich guys though. Like he tries to even hit on I love how he tries to hit on Kate and she's like he's like, oh, you want to see my new apartment? She's like, I haven't seen your old apartment. Like, get the fuck, like he's like a red pill in today's society, but that's all we ever see of him. And basically
such a
right, which is why I'm trying to figure out why you even mentioned him.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, you was harping on
his name's Gerald.
Jay, you mentioned him.
He has a lot of asshole lines.
No, I made a complaint about like why is he in this movie? This character
because he's a partner
useless.
by 23 and he's gonna be in the boss's job by 25.
They don't even kill him in the movie.
That's why I was pissed.
I'm saying. This is
said that when you
there should have been a scene at his new apartment where he's just getting fucking mauled or whatever.
Because Tiffany,
and you know what? He had to have had a waterbed.
I hate you.
Oh yeah, in that 84, he had the nasty waterbed with the pink sheets.
You know, in horror movies, we have a character we hate, and we usually get them killed. We usually get that, but we didn't.
We got Miss Dangle. We hate Miss Dingleberry.
Well, the dad too. Yeah, so let's move on to Billy actually getting
the Mogwai.
Gizmo.
So his dad comes home from his long trip to Chinatown, and he's just like, "Hey, I got you something. Got to open it for Christmas." So they open it, and it is the cutest thing that I've ever seen in my life.
Let's hold on. There are several scenes where I was like, "Oh, he's so cute," but then there's some times where they change the codes to the robotics, and Gizmo makes a face, and I want to throw up. He looks so gross, and it makes me uncomfortable a lot.
Is it when his face looks wet? Is that when
she put that thermometer in his mouth at the end? I wanted to jump out the window. There are a lot of things that it's just
his lips sometimes like seem beakish. They have like a beak thing when he does it. Yeah,
I definitely had some memorabilia when I was a kid. For sure, I had something.
I love this.
I didn't. I thought that they only had Furbies. That's the only thing that looks like this.
It does. I think they probably should have sued Furbies for this shit.
Yeah,
but
the Furbies totally bit the whole Mogwai.
So with
totally.
Yes, 100%. And they were so ugly. I hated Furbies. Why didn't they just like at least like get Gizmo maybe some shades, some shades, so the bright lights wouldn't bother him.
Baby,
that's they didn't try to cater to that baby.
That was so cute. It's like he would even tell them bright light. That was so cute.
Yes, he did have some.
I did like it when he did the
bright light. Like he used to have to tell them. Like it was like it reminded me of like because when I was a little kid, I had asthma, and there were two people in my life who loved to smoke. And I would always have to be like, hey, I have asthma, by the way. Oh, I'm just going to roll the window down. Oh, okay. The smoke won't blow in my face at all. I'll just die back here. And it was just so cute that he had to like remind them of his ailments. So yeah, he gets Gizmo and he like plays with them. He finds out he can sing. I thought it would have been cute if like, I don't know, he could draw. That way they would have connected with like him in the comic book drawing. I thought that would have been a cute element to add, but he like plays with them and it's like he keeps forgetting that bright lights hurt this boy. The boy doesn't get knocked off the shelf the first night at the house. He done got cut, fell in the trash can, all kinds of shit.
But yeah, another thing, when he gets cut, I'm thinking he takes him right to the bathroom sink and places him on the sink. And I'm like, whoa, you too close to the faucet. If he gets wet, we don't.
Like that's because the dad tells him the rules. He tells him and the mom the rules. And it's just like Billy don't give a damn. Like
he don't.
Well, these are the reasons why I thought he was a high school student.
Yeah,
think about
Billy,
it.
He's
Billy
super
he
just reckless or whatever.
But here come Pete.
Here come Pete
in every movie
because it seems
right. In the 80s.
It seems like Mr. Feldman was just ruling the movies in the 80s. But he's actually a little cutie here because maybe because he has blonde hair. I'm saying that. I don't know. But he comes over. I don't know why. Again, why he's a high school student. I don't know why a man of his age would be hanging out with a kid this young.
Well, he was bringing. I think he was just actually doing deliveries for his dad, dropping Christmas trees. I can't really tell if him and Billy kick it like that.
Well, he laid on Billy's bed and read a comic book. So I assume that he
I think they connect with comics. They connect with comics. Yeah. It's just as simple as that. But he is going through the house with a walking beverage, like he is walking through the club. Like, yeah. Why did that milk follow you from downstairs to upstairs to the bed to the window?
And your outside clothes, nasty. Yeah.
So he shows Pete Gizmo, and he's like, it's funny how this is a brand new species to everyone, but everyone just acts like it's just basic.
They are so calm around. I'd be scared too.
Like they're just like, oh, can I have one? Oh no, oh well.
Like Gizmo is cute, but he ain't that damn cute for me.
Yeah, he looks a little like what is this? You know,
like does it bite or scratch? But
how do I kill it?
Yes.
So he's like, I forget. Sunlight. Maybe he's gonna take a picture with him or something. I can't remember what
he's reaching for something, and
he's reaching. Yeah, he's like, oh, you want to hold him? I don't know, something like that. And he knocks over, I guess some paint brushes in water, and the water gets on Gizmo, and he's writhing in pain. Mm-hmm. And as the owner of the animal, Billy seems so he's just like, oh, you got him wet, but he doesn't try to comfort the little thing. He doesn't try to dry him. Like
my dog goes, and I'm like, oh, my baby.
You know what I mean? Like I know people with animals, and it's like, chocolate? Wait a minute, my animal is not making sounds that it should, or it's whining.
Let me tell y'all something that little bitch did the other day.
Not the little bitch. Wait a minute. Can she hear you?
No, she didn't hear. Oh. I had a croissant. I bought a 4-pack of croissants from the South, from Kroger.
Were they chocolate? Were they chocolate?
No, they were just regular because I made a breakfast sandwich.
Suck your tit.
I had one of them. Went to the office. I came back.
How many you have left?
Hey, did you eat all those croissants on the counter? I said, no, I only had one. What you mean? Well, the box on the ground and ain't nothing in there. How many were in there? I said it was 3 croissants in there. She ate 3 croissants.
Damn.
They weren't the mini. They were the
wow. You know what? And you know what would be even funnier? If she ate one, left, came back, ate another. Like I want her to have had time in between them. Like, cause you know how you have some snacks in there, but you'd be like, I'm not gonna eat all at once, but let me just go back.
Let me go run it back real quick. If
she would have did that, then she's iconic.
I had to call the vet. The vet was like, okay, just rice and chicken for the next couple of days, monitor her and see what happens. And then she took a big fat one and she was all good.
Okay.
Damn,
there was no chocolate in it, right?
But what I'm saying
no, she didn't get the chocolate ones.
But what I'm saying is, yes, I am very I'm gonna watch this is my child. And Billy is a high school student. So we're going back to that.
So in the midst of he's just writhing in pain, Billy don't care. So he just these boils start growing on his back, and he starts just popping off hairballs. And the hairballs start moving, and then they grow big and they hatch into other little mogwais. And so he's like, oh, now can I have one? And they just like, oh, so this multiplies them. And he tells his dad who's fucking up inventions. I think the dad is about to go to another convention on Christmas Eve. And
who paid for the gas?
Billy. So in the midst of all this, now that he has all these mogwais, and even when this happens with Gizmo, he makes a face. He's like, oh no,
shit.
Yeah. He's so it's like, you're just not paying attention.
You know you done fucked up, right?
I really feel sorry for Gizmo.
Gizmo said, oh shit, here we go again. This happened to him
a mess.
Before.
Right.
Yeah.
So what does Billy do? Because he's a high school student, he goes to high school. Why is school still in session on Christmas Eve, guys?
Was this confirmed to be Christmas Eve?
It wasn't Christmas Eve.
No, the next day. Hold on, because y'all love to jump people, but then y'all don't have the facts. The kids are at school. Because we'll get there. The kids are at school on Christmas Eve. That's all you need to know. But Christmas is still in session.
Well, so guess what? None of us went to high school in 1984. Okay.
Yeah, so we don't know.
Well, that's all you have to say.
Kids are going to school at August 1st nowadays. Shit changed, bro.
In the South, they always go to school early August.
Yeah. Oh wow.
I
used to go to school in September, but okay.
No, we always go to school in August.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
and then we're out in May.
Now you can do early and late August. It'll fluctuate, but it's usually August.
When was y'all field day? Like, when did y'all leave school? You said May?
May.
I graduated.
We definitely left in June.
You graduate like a week after school ends. I remember my graduation day was May 18th.
See, no, we graduated before school ended. That's interesting.
Oh, okay.
Like we would, because the seniors would be gone and everyone else would still be in school for one more week.
I meant ended for me. School ended for me, and then I graduated a week later. Is what I'm saying.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm saying that I graduated and school was still going on.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's cool.
They said, y'all get the hell up out of here. We're not opening these doors back after this graduation.
Chain them up.
Most of our seniors got early release anyway, so it was like, yeah, they can be gone. But so he takes him to Mr. Hansen, who is...
There's a little one quick part before that. Or was it after?
It's a different world.
Billy can't sleep and he hears Barney outside.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And then we find out that the Mogwai did like humans can lick to Barney and tied him up and strung him out of the house, But Barney's fine, guys. Barney's cute. Barney's fine. Barney's good.
And Billy
now Billy's headed over.
Yeah. And he just assumes.
Oh my God. I can't believe we left the door open. Like, what are we talking about?
Like, he just assumes it's Miss Dangle. By the way, when the Mogwai hatch, there's one that has a stripe on its head, and his name is Stripe. He's important.
Yes.
He seems to be the ringleader in making the gremlins go bad. So he takes him to Mr. Hansen. He is the school science teacher, and this is when Billy just starts pissing me off because he takes him there.
And he's the only black person in this godforsaken town.
Yes, but we love him because he was in a different world.
A different world. I thought you were gonna say JD's Revenge.
What's
but
his
yes,
real name, Pierre?
Yeah.
It's Glenn. Is it Thomas Glenn or something? It's something with Glenn in it. I know that.
I don't know. You're supposed to be you're the human IMDb here. Like,
I know, but he's not. I first saw him because I just saw A Different World this year, so I'm not even about to do this with y'all. But I first saw him in How to Get Away with Murder when he was Nate's dad. So he's not an actor that I'm super familiar with because he was before my time.
Okay.
So I did a reverse on him and found out who he was and that he's been in a lot of shit. Yes. Yeah, Glenn Turman. So so Billy, God damn it, he tells him about the Mogwai and he's like, oh, and look at this. So he takes a drop of water, throws it on him, and he makes another one. And I'm just like, maybe when they gave him the warnings, they should have explained the consequences of each. And that way it would have.
Yeah, they only explained that sunlight will kill him.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, but like the water, because he's like, oh, well, water just makes them multiply. What's so bad about that? That's their mindset now. Because they just
no, it's not just that, because the dad sees it as an opportunity. Oh, I can sell these to kids all over the world.
These will
pet.
This will replace dogs or whatever. No, the dad is have
we confirmed that Gizmo can fetch? And they're really kind of helpful.
Here's the thing. Again, like you said, he even takes it to his science teacher, who is acting like Mr. fucking Furlong on the faculty. Why are they not impressed by this? Why are they not shocked by this? This animal looks like a monkey mixed with
wombat,
a bat, mixed with a hamster gerbil. Like, why aren't we like, maybe we should take this to the place where they do all the experiments in Stranger Things. Why are we acting like this is just a little gerbil that I brought in with big ears?
And also, no animal can replicate like that. Like, no mammal can replicate like that.
No.
So even when you see that, even if I wasn't impressed before and I was just like, oh, maybe it's an ugly koala bear. The minute you show me it can replicate with a drop of water, okay, time to call FBI. ET phone home, which they say in the movie.
No, I'm not calling FBI, but I'm calling. I don't know.
You don't want to call the FBI any other movie.
Who did they call an outbreak?
An outbreak?
Cuba Gooding Jr. Call him Cuba Gooding Jr.
That was a CDC.
I'm calling the CDC, damn it. Because this might be the next coronavirus.
Can we call animal control? Anybody that deals with fucking animals. Let's start
animal
there.
Control though. Rob Schneider ain't gonna know how to fix this.
Oh God, if Rob Schneider can go to hell.
I know. It's such a downfall. Such a downfall.
I forgot he did.
Yeah,
such a downfall. I do love that. I love that their kids are like they understand
a downfall from what?
Well, I mean, he
the
just
hot
had
chick.
Well, let's be real. Rob Schneider was the comedy guy for a while. And you would have just thought, because of the type of movies he was making, like they were pretty progressive. The hot chick was pretty progressive.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting.
Well, this just shows you that people do a lot of things for money.
Clearly, I mean, like,
let's switch up on you.
So back at home, Billy leaves
the duplicate with
number 7. I'm gonna go with number 7 because he is the 7th one.
What does this remind me?
He leaves number 7 with Mr. Hansen, and he goes back home, and Gizmo is sitting there reading a little paper with a what are those things called?
The 3D glasses.
3D glasses,
yeah,
right?
So he's reading a paper with 3D glasses, and he's just like, this is a good
another so cute. That's a cute scene.
So that's cute.
A cute
he's
moment.
Probably doing a choose your own adventure. I like his style.
Oh yeah,
I like his style. And Billy looks over, and all the other Mogwai. I was about to say Mowgli. All the other Mogwais are like,
bare necessity. I don't know.
He's like, he looks over at the clock. And he's like, oh, it's only 11:35 Eastern Standard Time. So I guess I can go ahead and give him some food. He comes back with a plate full of fried chicken.
Who the fuck racial transgressions
made that?
Let's go. Here we go. Who
made that?
The Mogwais are just rowdy and just out of control. And Billy has a sandwich, M&Ms. He's got shit on his bed already. He can just give him some snacks.
Jay, who's eating a sandwich with some
Billy.
Okay.
A high school student.
It just didn't seem like it. I didn't feel like that don't go together, but okay.
That was what he was rocking with.
But they were peanut M&Ms. I just want to reference that for everybody listening.
Okay.
What does that mean?
They were peanut M&Ms. I just wanted. He's a G.
But they're being rowdy. The Mogwais are being super uppity, and they need to just calm down.
Being uppity.
The first thing that he grabs, he's like, "Oh, that'll calm him down. Some fried chicken." And brings back this platter, not covered, by the way, just an open platter of chicken in the fridge. No furl, nothing.
It's not a black household. Don't do that.
Oh my gosh.
It's not a black household.
Okay, so I don't think you're not understanding what he's saying. There are a lot of racial stereotypes that want to make you believe that the Mogwais are black.
Oh no, I got that. I'm just saying, don't act like you don't know why the chicken ain't covered. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
but
that's all I'm saying. The chicken's not covered.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'm saying. I understand and the way they eat chicken pissed me off.
I wanted to throw up. I cannot watch a mukbang because it went from watching people eat.
Tiffany, it went from being fried to being like raw. I was like,
no, it was the Sterners.
You gonna take a lap
anywhere? I can't
run.
I can't run.
It was the Sterners, 100% after the dentist in Serial Mom. I was so gross. Like, I can't watch mukbangs. I hate watching people eat. I want to throw. It's hard for me to
with the ASMR.
Because they're like, "Hey, let's go to dinner," and I'm like, "No, I can't."
But I thought, like, to give it some kudos. That's what I love about the animatronics and the puppets in this, because they just make it
99% of the time.
It's like, good 99%. The only time it was bad,
I laughed out loud.
I know. Just the snow.
I laughed.
The snow.
And they were like, "Hey, come on, hey!"
That was early CGI.
No, that was early. That was claymation type joint. CGI. That was nasty.
Right.
That was
cartoon.
Yeah.
And did we see number 7? Mr. Hansen leaves a sandwich in a bag of chips on the counter.
That was the most disgusting sandwich I've ever seen in my life.
I know.
It was like number 7 eats that sandwich too. That's why I said
white Wonder Bread. And then he being fat as hell. He dropped.
I'm sorry. It looked all lettuce.
It did.
You know, sandwiches in movies always look like they're more lettuce based.
Like,
yeah, it don't look like a good hoagie.
And then this
like that.
See, this Negro.
But then he turned around and was like, "Hold on, let me get the
corn chips.
The corn chips." Yeah.
But who? Even if you're gonna leave for the night, why would you just leave the sandwich there?
Just raw. It's that town.
He gonna take some chips with him. Like,
it's that town.
You know, it's cold enough, it might stay fresh. People could probably leave their groceries in that weather in the car.
Touche. But he pulls over the sandwich and he started nibble. And so basically that night they all they get into their chrysalis forms. And they're in these yes. And they're their cocoons are disgusting because it looked like they're in like, I don't know. It looks like the cocoon is made of brain matter, but then it's like all slimy and
it looked they look like mutated aliens, like xenomorph cocoons.
Yeah.
Way worse. If I'm Billy and I wake up, fuck that. If I'm Billy's mom and I come up the stairs and see that shit, get it out of here. What are you doing?
They're going I don't like in eggs. The fireplace.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like eggs. I don't like eggs. So anything like just
you don't like eggs.
Well, eggs that are not hen based. I don't like anything that's like a gooey egg.
Why is this making you think of eggs right now?
Because they were cocooned. I don't know.
This looked like the thing from The Fly with Jeff Goldblum. They look just insane.
The slime, like it looks like a college boys' night out. I'm sorry, night in. And it's just
dude's night out.
Here we go with the salacious.
You guys remember Dude's Night Out?
I don't remember Dude's
Night Out. Making that up.
From Chappelle's Show?
Is that the Wayne Brady skit?
No, it's even funnier. It's
I gotta look it up.
Guys, Dude's Night Out, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna be without our wives."
I do remember that. Yes, I do remember that.
One of them ends up sleeping with a man.
Yeah. Oh my God, they were wilding. I love
so many drugs. Drugs are bad, guys. Drugs are bad.
So Billy, in the meantime, he's walking Kate home from the bar. They're talking about suicide. I thought that was so romantic.
Kate's a little. She's a little. I think it's funny, but she's a little. Just a little
that
off.
It was so off-putting.
Yeah,
it was so off-putting.
Yeah, she doesn't like Christmas. That's her thing.
She's like, this is the biggest time of year where wrists are slit open. I was like,
yeah, whoa. I was like, which understandably, it is an important conversation to have around this time of year. So I can understand why they included it in the movie. You know, grief, holiday,
but not right there.
Not when when the boy you like is walking you home and trying to romanticize you. But yeah, she's a mood killer. Like that was penis repellent, but it doesn't repel him too much. She's just like, I hate Christmas, suicide rates, bye. And he's like, hey, you want to go on a date with me? So clearly for her, it worked. Billy's just pathetic enough to where it worked. So
did they already save Mr. Futternut from drunk driving on the John Deere?
That was the same night. Yeah, that was because he went to go pick her up. And because
that's where we first get the term gremlins in the movie. He's like, oh yeah, they're coming even from the big one in World War II. It's gremlins fucking up the machines from the foreigners. There's even gremlins in my watch. He was mad racist.
The movie should have been called Mogwai. I don't care if you don't know what it means because they're not gremlins.
The movie should have been called Gizmo.
Yes.
What the hell are we talking about?
If he moved to the side a little bit, let me wave at him. He's so cute. He got a little belly on him right there. So now it's time for action. It's time for action.
We're at the school. No, we're at the school now, and Mr. Hansen is watching a movie. I didn't know there were actual kids in the classroom while he was watching the movie. I thought he was by himself. It seemed really weird. The camera angles were weird.
That's okay. And now this is Christmas Eve, by the way.
Oh, okay, well, whatever. He looks over and he sees that the cocoon has hatched. Ain't nothing in it, baby. So he's like, oh my God, the bell rings. He shoos the kids out. We have Pete. He's like, hey, Mr. Hansen, I need to talk to you. We never find out what Pete wanted to tell him. I don't think it had anything to do with the storyline. We just needed to get Pete out of the classroom. Because he doesn't say anything.
Got Pete all the way about it.
He can't find the Mogwai. And he's like, here's a half-eaten Snickers. Maybe this will help you. How dare you bite off that Snickers?
And also that Snickers looked disgusting. I understand they were probably making them different back then, but it looked gross.
Snickers have always looked like that.
It didn't look abnormal to me.
Oh, I didn't.
Regular old Snickers bar.
You know what? Twix? You know what? Maybe it was half eaten. That's why.
He's been into it. Like, how dare you? And you know why? It makes him the first casualty. So this is back when they were still killing the black people first. So I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, because he did take blood from him and it hurt him. So he was pissed. So
he stabbed him in the ass with a syringe.
Right.
Jesus
it's like
Christ.
he bit his hand, stabbed him in the ass with a syringe. I couldn't tell if he ate his head because his head was under the desk.
I couldn't tell if he gnawed his arm off or did he quickly nibble?
He sucked his blood out because he looked like he was deflated.
So
yeah, he looked.
I'm sorry. Before he got attacked by the Mogwai, he called Billy and said, "Hey, Billy, it's hatched." So Billy runs there, even though Billy has 8 of them at his house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So he goes. So Billy goes over there, and Billy comes in, and it's a mess. He sees his dead body, and Billy is like so calm. I'm like, is anybody worried about their health? Like, what are we doing here?
There are no that's the one thing this movie was missing, but maybe
there's no sense of urgency whatsoever.
Maybe they were trying to, I couldn't tell, are they leading into the comedy part or the horror part? Because it's like nobody screamed.
Like, I think they were confused. Like you said, Jay, they started, or which one of you said that, it was pure horror in the beginning. They're like, oh, we got to lighten it up a little bit. I think they weren't able to melt it together.
Get that balance. Yeah.
It's like government cheese. It's not melted. It's just sitting on top. So
okay.
What you know about that government cheese, Pierre? You don't know nothing about that.
Nothing.
That's some 90s. Come on,
get that
school
fat
lunch.
Greek cheese is gonna do the same thing.
Well, I was like, I'm lactose intolerant, so I wasn't touching cheese anyway. But so back at home, Mrs. Pelser.
Yeah, get off your high horse, Mr.
What? That I have I'm lactose? What? Yeah, how's that a high horse?
Dude,
woe is me. You had asthma and you can't eat cheese. Fuck off.
No, I still ate ice cream. I didn't say.
Yeah, I got you humming.
I didn't say that I wasn't gonna do it.
Do you eat mac and cheese?
Yes.
How the fuck are you? Oh my god.
What do you mean? How am I alive?
You take lactate?
No, not to say alive. I'm just saying, like, you sound like you be having the bubble guts on the regular. You say like a pet.
It's not like diarrhea. It's just I gotta go to the bathroom, and I mean you gotta go to the bathroom anyway. So hey, it's just more time.
Oh, it's just a quicker process.
Thank you. Yes, I
get
it. Yeah.
Okay.
But so it's not that bad as other people's. But back at home, Miss Peltzer is cooking terrible dinner, and she hears some noises.
Wait, real quick. I was a little confused on this part. So Billy finds him dead, finds Mr. Hansen dead in the classroom, and he sees the gremlin behind the desk. He gets scratched by the gremlin, and he runs over to the nurse's office, closes the door, and gets a little wraps and bandages it up. And then the cabinet busts open, and the gremlin is in there. How did he get there?
Because remember, he went out the vent.
He's going through the vents
in the classroom.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I must have missed that part. Okay, thank you for checking.
Yeah.
No, he just went through a vent. But to your point, in the nurse's office, the lights were on.
See, that was good horror right there.
I thought that.
I thought that was cool horror.
Yeah. It was a good jump scare, but the lights were on in the nurse's office. Just want to throw that out there. Because they thought I forgot.
Back at the house with the mom.
Back at the house, Miss Peltzer goes upstairs. She sees the eggs are hatched. It's giving scary movie.
I love this scene.
Movie. So Billy calls her from the school, and he's like, Mom, the eggs are hatched, but baby, it's too late because the gremlins done cut the phone line.
It's not too late because he
well, he did tell her
actively told her what happened.
Yes.
Mom, they hatched. Get out of the house. What? What? Who?
That's the only time she failed. That's the only time she failed.
That is not the only time.
Let me. This is my part. This is my part. So she went upstairs with a knife. Whoa. So she was already ready for action. Because I'm a Mrs. Peltzer stan. She went upstairs with a knife, so she was already ready for the action. She walked downstairs. She walked around the house. She hears the screeching. Now, she don't go outside, so I'm not going to give it too much because Tiffany might say something. She don't go outside. She don't leave the house at all. But
she went full on Ellen Ripley flamethrower style at Aliens. Like, the music dropped. It's super eerie in the house, but she was just ready for whatever came at her. She's a total badass.
Scares me. That song scares the shit out of me to this day. So they start attacking her, and she like, I ain't no pussy. So she sees one in the little cake blender thingy. I don't know what that contraption is, but she presses the button. He shreds.
It's called a mixer.
Oh, and
you thought it was one of the dad's
yes, I thought it was one of his inventions.
The egg tastic.
I've never seen that before in my life. I've never seen that before. But yeah, he blends up nice and good. And then she sees another one on the counter. She just brutally stabs him. I thought that was like a lot. And then
I loved it.
One throws her cookies at a cookie pan at her, so she puts them in the microwave and blows them up. And so there is one left, and there's two left. And she goes into the living room. She grabs two knives this time, like she was ready for it. That's why I'm saying she was the smartest person, because she don't ask questions. She immediately starts killing them. She does not mince words. She starts killing them. She goes over to the fireplace. I don't know why she's standing by the fireplace. And
she told him, say something or else I'm going to throw you into the fire.
So she goes over to the fireplace, and then one of them is in the Christmas tree, and he throw the Christmas tree on her, and like she's trying to stab him, but he's like, in the branches. It was a lot. It was a lot going on.
That is Evil Dead.
So Billy comes in, and he grabs a fire poker, and he knocks him into the fire, and that one burns.
He has a sword.
Oh. Yeah, he has two full-on swords.
He has a katana.
Don't say it like that. So
but that's what it is. That's Japanese for sword.
He threw him in the fire and he burned. So the last one left is Stripe, who busts out the window. So Billy takes his mom over to the neighbor's house. It was so weird because they just bust in the house. The man don't want to let him in because he all bloody and bruised. And he's just like, hey, take care of my mom. Bye. And he goes on a warpath. So he takes Gizmo with him because they had him all tied up in the laundry chute. Why don't they make those anymore? And
they do.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah.
We just can't afford them.
Oh, yeah. So
we're not there yet, bro.
Takes Gizmo in the book bag with him. I thought it was so cute when he was in the book bag and he'd be running, and they had the little animation of him like with the pencil and shit. I thought that was so cute.
But I have a backpack for my dog like that.
I feel like your dog hangs out, and your dog is too big for a backpack. So he follows Stripe all the way to the YMCA because this town, they make it seem like this town is full of poor people, but they have a YMCA.
Casually flick them off. Okay.
Like that's what I thought was. Like everybody in town is supposed to be poor, but then there's YMCA. Okay. So he follows Stripe.
Not that.
We're not. Let him have it.
Okay.
You didn't get that they were supposed like
Go on. No. We're not gonna respond.
I don't know why. It's a valid. I mean, there was literally a woman begging.
So he's at the YMCA.
You don't want to acknowledge the plot.
It's fun to stay at the YMCA.
So Gizmo, I'm not Gizmo, but they're at the pool, and Stripe does a boing boing boom into the. Why didn't I just say he died? Into the pool, and
what's
it starts. Damn.
Mary,
it's not Michelle. Damn, it's not Michelle.
Mary Catherine, whatever from the faculty. It's a lot of faculty references in here.
No, I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna say from The Craft.
Oh,
she jumps into, but yeah, they jump into the. Mary Elizabeth, what's her name? But
Winstead.
Thank you. I hate you. That's the actress. Fuck you.
I love her.
It's Mary Elizabeth Louise Hutchinson in The Faculty. But he jumps to the pool.
Winstead though. Yeah,
she's a. I didn't think you would get it.
No, I got it. Fuck you. She's been in everything too. But she wasn't in this movie. But yeah, the pool starts glowing.
She's taking a hiatus. I haven't seen her in a while.
Well, she got married. She's married to that guy.
Oh,
Ian McGregor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor. He's got to be 80 years older than her.
That's how they get down.
He is.
That's how they get down.
See, I'm thinking small. I need to be thinking big. Let me change my settings.
Your range. Yeah, your range.
Change my settings.
What's an appropriate mileage range back in the day? Like, what did y'all used to do? I always had like a 5-mile radius on dating apps years ago, ages ago.
I'm up to 100 now because I live in Texas.
You're driving 100 miles?
I mean, it's Texas. It's just a different kind of state.
Okay.
I would say 50.
Yeah, 50 is
50's okay. 50's okay. But 50 miles where I'm at, Tiffany can attest to this, is like 200 miles.
No.
And it's insane. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, depends.
But that makes sense. It depends on where you're at.
Look, what time I gotta leave? Like maybe 3 a.m. To get to you.
Yeah.
Like, yes. Are we really commuting for cock? So the
Ew, you said that word out loud. Okay, you can't join in my coalition any longer. You're out of here. You're out of here.
Are you done? It's a reference from the show Harlem.
Because you're done.
It's a reference from the show Harlem.
Well, they shouldn't have said it on Harlem either.
Well, it was to poke fun at the girl because she was going to Staten Island for a date.
Let's go. Yeah. I saw that episode, and he left her ass there.
Yes. So now so it's the pool. He in the whole pool, and so it's just So
Billy just leaves, which is very smart.
Yeah,
because he's like, what can I do? I don't have a pound of bleach. You know.
That was a cool scene too. I love the like boiling pool, and it's like green and
yeah. I was wondering how they did that, but I'm not gonna ask questions. So this is where they get the claymation. The claymation. So we see Stripe leading the hundreds of gremlins. Hey. I was like,
I looked at the TV. I was like, what is this?
I was like, wait a minute. I know I have 4K on this HBO Max.
Me.
And
4K, bitch. It was no letters in what you saw because it looked terrible.
And like, I'm trying to think what computer it would have been normal on. But anyway, this Nintendo theme. Nah, Mario looked better. So they
Oregon Trail.
So we start off
Kid Chameleon. Let's go with that one.
Okay, what's his name? Kimmerman, Zimmerman.
I don't know. You know the names.
Gutterman. What's the conspiracy theory guy's
name?
Butterman.
So he's at home watching this foreign TV. He is so against foreign shit, but he has a foreign TV. And his wife is like all jolly.
He said he should have got the Zenith.
Yes.
His wife is, I need to look that up.
His wife is all jolly and happy, and he's just like a typical asshole. I thought it was very interesting that
That's how a lot of them are.
Okay, but I thought it was interesting that he's this guy in town. Like, he's the town drunk. He's a conspiracy theorist, but he has this sweet, jolly wife. Like, it was very interesting. I thought that was so cool. And he's out of a job. So, did you just hear that?
I heard like
it was like a shriek. Hell no, I ain't got time.
I did hear the shriek.
Okay, because I'm like, I know I'm not crazy.
You heard a shriek?
Yeah.
Is that urban legend where, if you hear somebody screaming over your headphones on the radio and they're actually dying? I hope not.
Oh, no, it was actually, it was Dallas having bad traffic. But it was a break.
Tires squeaking.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yes. I can always hear the wrecks. There was a wreck outside my apartment. They hit the gate. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know how they hit the gate at 3:00 in the morning. But
Zenith is owned by a South Korean company.
Bitch.
It was previously an American brand.
In what year? Because this was 1984. What year? That matters. Because if he's a hypocrite, I'm gonna be pissed. It doesn't matter if he's a hypocrite because he's about to die. So he hears a noise. Well, the TV goes out, so he goes to check it out outside. And in the midst of that,
it was sold in the U.S. until 1983.
So maybe while they were filming, it was.
It made sense. Somebody did the research on this.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. So he sees that the gremlins are his snowplow, and that's when he's like, "Oh, the gremlins are my snowplow." So he runs back into the house, and they drive the snowplow into the house. I thought they were gonna stop. I don't know what. I remember so many things about this movie wrong, but the Mandela effect is real. But like, they go all the way into the house, and like, him and his wife have nowhere to run, and I guess they kill them. Like, it's just like that was a very brutal.
Upstairs. Next case.
Is it Mrs. Dangle's time, or are we at the police station?
I think we're at the police station.
He tells them what's going on. They don't believe him. They're like, haha,
racial transgression.
They are
racial transgression. Real quick.
Go ahead.
He tells them what's going on. He fails to mention that he just walked in on the one black guy's dead body in a classroom with a syringe hanging out of his ass. He's the teacher's just dead and dying in the classroom.
They said the janitor gonna find him tonight when he clean it up.
And they don't even fucking mention it. It isn't until Dingleberry, there's a disturbance there is where they kind of hop to, and it's like, oh, we got to go check this shit out. They over there wilding. But no, Billy mentions nothing about the fucking teacher. Pissed me off.
Yeah,
just black man dead, no big deal.
He even shows them the Mogwai, and they're just like, oh, well, nothing you're saying is true. Nothing you're saying is real. I just thought it was but they were drunk. And it's only two of them. It's like a sheriff and his deputy. It's a small town, but they were complete assholes.
Eggnog. Yeah, they was wilding.
But they get a call because of, like you said, the Fettermans.
Reminded me of a movie I didn't finish watching. You write that down.
What was it? Can you share the movie?
I don't know the name of the movie, but it was this lady. She broke her foot. And she's a cop in a small town, and she is at work doing the late shift. I only remember because her son is Don't from Goosebumps. What was his name?
Oh, okay.
Zach Morris.
That's her son in the movie. And then like somebody comes and surrounds it and they got a shootout going on. And I was like, oh, this is getting good. I don't know why I stopped watching it.
When were you watching it?
Right. I want to watch that.
It was actually getting pretty good. I don't know. I mean, I think maybe I was doing something, or maybe I was watching it before I went out of town last weekend and I totally, slipped on it. But yes.
Well, Tiffany, you see how you're like elated and ecstatic. Give us that energy when we ask you, hey, what have you been watching?
Thank you. Reader.
I haven't been watching anything.
Was it Jericho Ridge?
Let's hurry up. We want to know.
Jericho Ridge. It's on one of the streaming sites. So write that down. I haven't finished it, but it started out really good.
It is on.
Did y'all like Rebel Ridge? Speaking of ridges.
Yes.
I like Rebel Ridge.
It was okay.
It was cool.
I thought it was good. I thought it was very interesting, but they said it was because of the director. I thought it was interesting that he didn't kill the cops. Like he didn't kill any of the cops in the movie. But they said the director doesn't like violence or something like that. It's BET Plus.
Oh, sorry guys. I'm on my account.
Way off, but hey, we're gonna find it. We're gonna find it.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry about that. But
no, that's cool. That's cool.
Add that to what I'm watching because I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah, add that to what I'm watching. But so the
cops get there.
Yeah, they go.
That was pretty funny.
No, the cops leave because they are going to check out the Fetterman. They heard about that.
I'm talking about when they get there, when they get to his house.
They go on patrol. Now,
I love the partner. Do y'all recognize the cop partner? It's Mike from Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. You never watched?
I haven't seen those.
Okay.
No. Sorry.
Okay.
I know it's good. I acknowledge that it's a good show. I understand.
He's also a henchman in Beverly Hills Cop 1.
Okay, that's enough of this.
All right, my bad.
That was a while ago.
Okay,
I have to go revisit.
Okay.
So the cops are there. The part that was funny to me is they get there and they see Futterman come out with the gremlins on top of his head, and he's like, "Help! Help! Help!" And the other guy's like, "Roll those damn windows up. We get the fuck out of here." That's what I like to see. Like, we don't need to get out. We don't have to save everybody. Let's just go. Let's just.
They actually stayed. Honestly, they're not. No, they stayed there for too long.
Well, they actually had to roll the windows up.
Right. I was like, wait a minute, why are the windows down? So
in the winter,
he dresses as Santa every year, and they just leave him there. Like, they are the most useless cops. They don't help at all in this movie. So if that's what y'all were looking for, sorry for you. But in the meantime, while they're patrolling, Mrs. Dangle is at her house. I have a friend who wants one of these contraptions. No medical reason, just to be petty and like come down the stairs like that when she has guests. But she comes down in her little, I don't know what you call it, wheel stair. And she goes to feed her cats because of course she has a bunch of cats. She's a bitch. And she hears some singing at the door. She thinks they're Christmas carolers. And so
Remember
she's trying
we talked about, Jay?
I'm looking at you, Tiffany, by the way. Yep. I know you can't tell, but I'm looking at you.
She doesn't have cats. She hates Christmas carolers, so she has a thing of water, and she's gonna go throw water on them so she can melt them. And she sees the gremlins, and they are kind of singing pretty good. And they're cute-ish. They're dressed.
I thought that was funny. The gremlins can be cute too in certain instances. Because
it's because they were dressed up in scarves and hats.
Exactly. Yeah.
So she freaks out. I'm glad she didn't throw the water on them, though. I'm really glad they didn't include that. But she goes back in the house. She's like, "Oh my God, no, they're after me!" I guess she thinks the demons of hell are coming after her, and she's like, "I'm not ready."
So real quick, I have a question. If you throw water on Gizmo, he turns into a gremlin. What happens when you throw water on a gremlin?
They reproduce.
You can reproduce without becoming a mogwai. You just automatically reproduce.
Stay in the gremlin state.
Yeah,
exactly. Okay. They don't need a husk.
Yeah.
So
she gets on her wheel stair, but Stripe has or maybe it's not Stripe, maybe it's just another one, has finagled with it, and
See, I love it's the little tidbits like what you're explaining right now, which kind of it goes into the whole gremlin lore of like
that they're mischievous.
You know, I think I learned about gremlins like for real through that Are You Afraid of the Dark episode where they were just like in the camera or whatever, and they just kind of like tinker with any type of machine.
I remember that episode.
This is why I can't watch that shit because I know how this shit was scared the hell out of me today.
Yeah, like, but that's the whole thing. They're supposed to be like all this, like the dad's machines are always like on the fritz, and then they're fucking up like Dingleberry's chair. I think that's just kind of cool.
Which is why when we were younger, we didn't see the racial transgressions. We saw the gremlins as kids.
Right.
As adolescents.
Yeah.
But then when we got older, we were like,
wait, hold up.
But yeah, so.
Yeah. That's dope.
Well, she tried to go upstairs.
Does Mrs. Dangle, does she make it upstairs? Does she get there?
She tried. Well, she does make it upstairs, technically. Okay. She makes it upstairs and about the window, and she goes flying. It's a PG. Scene you'll never forget. You will never forget to see this woman bust out of her window, and she lands.
Because those things go like 1 mile per 3 hours. Like
that's why he had to. That's why he had to mess with the wires.
That was always okay.
And the sheriff see that.
Are we at the bar yet?
I hate you. The sheriff see that, and they say, "Deuces." That's the last you see of them. They drive off. They're like, "Hell no, she dead. It's over with." Now, are we at the bar?
Yes, we're at the bar with Mary Kate. I forgot what her name was.
Her name's Kate. Damn you.
We're at the bar with Kate, whatever. Kate.
Phoebe
Why
Kate?
is she the gremlins are all wrapped around the bar. It's New Year's Eve. What it looks like in there? Trying to get a drink at the bar on New Year's Eve is hell. Yeah. Why is she serving them?
She's serving them like she took their order for real.
To be fair,
we got a bun for you. We got a Miller High Life for you.
What do you think the gremlins ordered?
Whiskey, Hennessy.
Was that making them duplicate or no? Or was it the H2O?
Oh like shit!
See. They were
throwing drinking them back. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it.
That's why I was confused. They were playing cards. They were like cheating.
I love the card
they were
scene.
cheating them. They were even cheating with each other.
The little girl gremlin whispering to Stripe like, "That nigga got a big joker."
Like, you know what's so funny is they made it seem like the female gremlin, a female gremlin, was only created in the second one. But no, there was one in the first as well.
Yeah, there was one in the first. Well,
there was one doing
I'm a maniac.
Yeah. I was gonna say Pilates. That's not what that's called. But like it was
just aerobics, 80s aerobics.
There was one who had a puppet and was messing with another one, and he just knocked him out. Now that I felt was racial. Did y'all catch that particular?
The little sad jazzy gremlin
just
in the corner. When they had the hard saxophone going.
I was like, this is.
He had a little sip of cognac, just like
he come over with a damn puppet in his face trying to play.
Going through it now.
He's like, I ain't trying to play with you, so he hit him with a hammer. Yeah. So I mean, they're hanging off the ceiling. It's just a lot going on.
And then you got the other gremlin. He's got his little poo shiesty ski mask on, just waving a gun at Kate.
Yeah, that's why she's serving them, Tiffany. That's why she's serving them.
And he shoots.
She's like, don't bite me.
He actually shoots at her.
That's why the movie became PG-13. That moment right there. And at the end with the other gun. I'm telling you, the guns made it PG-13.
The guns made it.
So one has like 4 cigarettes in his mouth, and so she's trying to light his cigarettes. But when she gets close with the fire because it's bright, he backs up, and she's like, she keeps trying. He backs up. He falls. She's like, wait a minute. So then she takes her Polaroid camera and she starts snapping pictures of them, and they start passing out because of the bright light. So she's like trying to get her escape. And Stripe sees her at the table. He like, oh no, you can't be learning shit now. So he goes and grabs a gun. And so as she's trying to make her way to the door, he has the gun on her. It's like she got
a bob and weave.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Bob and use your weave.
Literally.
And but here comes Billy with his car that magically started.
That's what I wish
it started the first time. He has his brights on, so that makes all of them kind of like faint, pass out, whatever. She gets outside and they get into the car. They start throwing shit at his car. And of course, the car won't start again. Mind you, the town is terrorized. Like they are everywhere. All the stores are messed up. It's like chaos. So he's like, all right, we got to make a run for it. And she initially freaks out when she sees Gizmo, but he's like, no, this is mine. Calm down. So they go and they make their way to the bank. I guess they had already terrorized the bank, so they're not in there anymore, and they just found a quick safe haven. So
there's probably because there's no food in the bank. There's no food in the bank.
Oh yeah. So in the midst of all of this, she decides that she's going to give exposition. He not paying attention
for no reason because we did not care.
He not paying attention to anything this girl is saying. He trying to like look and see if the phone work.
Blah blah blah.
I think.
Blah blah blah.
Now I will say
I think this was the comedy they were going for. Though I think this was part of that like really dark black humor, like black as in like sinister type humor. Because it is so random. I think it was intentional for her to just be a little off.
This ruins the movie for me.
Random as hell.
Really? She was so serious. Okay, so I remember, this is why I remember Gremlins. And I initially thought this was another movie where she tells this story. But basically, she hates Christmas because her dad tried to dress up as Santa. He slipped and fell, coming down the chimney, broke his neck. They didn't know where he was until they started smelling the smell from the chimney, and they found his dead body. That's how she found out there was no Santa. And it was a very dark story. Like, it's very, very dark. I was like, oh my God, like that would ruin a child. But she tells it, and then they just back to business. Like, it's like this dark moment. And then it's just, I was like,
it's supposed, I think that was
that should have been in another script for another horror movie, because I was like, that is so sinister. Like, I remember that more than I remember anything about this movie to this day. So they go and they're like, all right.
I didn't remember that part.
You remember that part?
Oh, wow.
Just remember, you don't remember? I remember that story. That's scary.
It's definitely like
I honestly didn't really remember this movie. I was more of a Gremlins 2 gal.
I love Gremlins.
Okay. So
I didn't remember most of this movie.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna get me jumped.
I was like, when is Gizmo turning into Rambo? I was thinking of the whole movie, and I was like, wait a minute. And I had to go look it up. I was pissed.
Not this movie.
Well, I thought this movie. So when I was younger, Leonardo DiCaprio was very popular. Romeo and Juliet, Titanic. If you recall, he was in Critters 3. And that's what I confused.
We're ending the episode. Thank you guys. That was the end of Gremlins, because Gremlins look nothing like Critters.
It was still the same concept. But anywho,
sure.
So when they get out of the bank, the town is like, it's like quiet. And they're like, wait a minute, where'd they all go? And he's like, well, it's going to be sun up soon. So they're probably all in some dark place. Where are they at? They're at the theater watching Snow White. I thought this was interesting because I was like, I had to go and see when Snow White came out, because I'm like, why would Snow White be airing right now at the movie theater? But they're all in there packed. It's packed. And they all got snacks, drinks. It seemed like a good time. And they're watching they're watching Snow White and they love it. So he hatches a plan that he's going to pull the gas in the movie theater and set it on fire, which is a good plan. The only thing that messes up his plan is Stripe wants some Milk Duds and they're out of candy. So he goes over to the department store next door to get some Milk Duds. Maybe it's not racist, but that just seemed racist. I don't know why. I can't even explain
Wikipedia said it was a Montgomery Ward. And I said, wow, I haven't seen one of those in years.
Oh, that's OG. Montgomery Ward is definitely old. You never been? You don't remember that, Pierre? Oh, yeah. That's old school right there.
Damn.
Sears, Hex, all of that. Yeah.
So he lights the match. You
never been to Hex? Remember Hex?
I haven't heard that one.
Hex. Montgomery Ward's probably up there with like Circuit City or something, right?
Tiffany remembers Circuit City. Do you have the new Halo 3? So
who knows? I worked in CDs and movies.
So he lights the fire. But of course, the movie, because they're fucking up the film. So like there's a point where the movie stops playing and they see the screen and they see them behind the screen. So they start chasing them, but they manage to close the door, barricade them in, and it blows up, killing all of the gremlins that have been made thus far.
That was the part that I thought didn't make sense, because when they were jumping up behind the white screen, it just looked like somebody was just holding sticks up doing something like this. It's like, what is this? This doesn't look real. This doesn't look, there's no ears or anything. They're just they'll believe it.
Yeah, right. Look, we done wasted the budget on this boiling water.
Literally, that's shut up, boiling water.
That was a pretty high budget.
The boil the water and the
budget is gone.
With the lights,
the budget is gone.
Yes. So yeah,
we spent it all on Judge Reinhold.
Oh God.
Hello. Stripe is pissed.
What a waste.
So the kids are like, all right, we got one more. We got to take him out. So they go into the department store. This part made me so angry because there's already a like glass that's open, and he takes He
took like the little toy Fisher-Price vacuum machine.
Yeah,
that,
and he breaks
pops.
another window, and I'm like, but there was already one window that was broken.
Didn't make any sense at all.
And so they get into the department.
That was a Naked Gun level gag. He has an axe in his hand and said, in case of something, break with axe, and then he breaks it and pulls out another axe. That's definitely a Naked Gun gag.
Yeah, some national lamp. Yeah, for sure.
So he's like, all right, Kate, hold Gizmo. I'm gonna go and chase Stripe. Stripe is just on his scooter. Meanwhile, the dad is coming back in town. He has Barney with him. He took Barney with him out of town because of he got tied up in the lights. But he's on his way back, and Barney jumps out of the car. That's all you need to know. He out selling smoking shit that don't work. And so Barney runs into the department store as well. Now I don't know what Kate was doing, but she doing something that she's trying to turn on the lights. He's like, turn the lights on. So she's messing with the circuit breaker, and she looks down and Gizmo's gone. Because Gizmo's like, you know what? Y'all ain't been following the rules this whole fucking movie. I've been mumbling shit at y'all. Y'all not paying attention, even though I clearly speak English. So I'm going to hop in my Barbie dream car, and I'm going to go take care of shit. So he's on the move, and Barney catches up with him, and they on the move together. This dog was so well trained. That was another thing that I noticed. He was like so well trained.
I love this. That's why I said service dog.
Yeah, he was like very well trained around this animatronic animal. But Stripe and Billy, they have their over in Ishii moment. They fighting with swords, knives, and all kinds of gizmos. Stripe about to kill his ass. He beating Billy ass. Billy don't get one lick in.
Whatever company made that chainsaw, I hope they didn't put their company's logo on it for people to buy it, because it took more than a minute to saw through a wooden bat. I was just like, is this okay? I know it's for time purposes, but damn, it would have just, if it was a metal bat, I would have been cool, but it was wooden.
It was just a wooden bat. Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't have sawed through the metal bat to what?
Right.
That's the point. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he manages to I forgot. I think what happens?
He gets to the fountain.
No, I'm like, what happens? Because who gets him off of him? Is it Gizmo?
Isn't Gizmo in the little pink convertible?
Yeah, I thought, does he pull the cord or something?
He for some reason around the cord, and the cord starts.
Yeah. And so he yanks it, and so it gets unplugged. And now he can't find Stripe because Stripe he turns, and so it's because of Kate, because she's throwing the switches on. She turns on the fountain, and then Stripe sees the water, and he's like, water. He's like,
oh yeah,
water. So he goes over to the fountain, but he don't get in yet. Instead, he has a gun on Billy, and he's about to shoot his motherfucking ass. But Gizmo is tinkering with the because they're in like the greenhouse part of the store. And he's tinkering with the blinds. So
I laughed out loud when he drove that damn car over that rake and ran into the wall. This should not have been funny.
It shouldn't have, because he was on a mission. He was on a damn mission. But
those cars cannot get those little RC cars back in the day. Like, come on, man. This movie's ridiculous.
There are so many movies that rely on that trope. But
hello, toys. Small
didn't Beetlejuice or no Adam, one of the ghosts in Beetlejuice, he like ran into his foot when he was about to marry Lydia.
Yes.
Oh man.
And but yeah, so he pulls the blinds, and when he not Gizmo, Stripe is about to shoot Billy, and he actually he does shoot at Billy. And then he dips his finger into the water.
Why are we dipping our finger?
Because it was dainty. It was dainty. Oh. Yeah. And he starts multiplying, but then the sun gets on him and he starts dying. And
we don't die, we multiply. But he literally did both.
He did, yeah.
And he falls into it, but he's already dead at this point. Gizmo was protected because he's in the plants. And again, the dad runs in, and y'all see it's bright out, and he's like, "Hey, Dad, your scarf," but it's like they are just so not caring of this. It pisses me off.
Showed up almost. Like, damn. did I do all that?
Yeah. What the fuck happened around here?
And then there's another jump scare because Stripe does his skeleton pops out of the.
That was scary.
The skeletal gremlin. That was cool. That was a good look.
He pops out, but he's dead he's dead.
Then he kind of had like the melted Chucky, the melted good guy kind of thing or whatever. No, he was like, he looked kind of waxy when he was melting away.
He was
Chucky
melted.
didn't have bones.
He was melted. Y'all just don't want to acknowledge that this movie took from
Chucky didn't have bones.
He was melting, but he looked like he was made of wax. So
yeah, it was bubbling and everything.
Yeah.
So they're at home
like
and
Pierre's guts when he eats macaroni and cheese.
We had to make that reference. So they're all at home after, and
good callback.
It's being all on the news because the Gremlins broke into the radio station and everything. Apparently, they're blaming it on mass hysteria. There are people who reported the
gas leak. Usual.
Yeah, they're just
trope.
Mass hysteria. Nothing. Yeah, so they're trying to. I don't know. They're trying to cover it up, even though they don't know what happened, which is interesting. So they look up. There's an Asian man in my house, Wong, and he's like, "You thieving sons of bitches! I told you ain't need this thing." So he takes him back, and Billy is all sad. He's like, "Dad, are you really gonna let him take him?" Hell yeah, boy, he did get the money back though. But
he also made sure to let them know that it's always you people's carelessness that's fucking up the world. And I was like,
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
There was a message in the end. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's like, Gizmo says bye to Billy.
Bye, Billy.
He's like, hey, you understand what he says? He's like, yeah, you only have to listen to him. And he's like, he even says, bye, bark, bark, went to Barney. Oh my God. He's like, bye, bark, bark. I had to close captions on, so I heard everything Gizmo was saying. Gizmo's fucking hilarious. And the guy just walks off into the snow with, I don't know, he walked there from Chinatown.
No, he was the magical Asian man. We just didn't see him fly away.
That was the bullshit that they was on in this movie.
Yeah, they just didn't do it. Somebody was like, okay, we're gonna cut it right there. That's enough. Yeah. That's why the credits were like so in your face, like, oh shit, Gremlins. Okay.
Yeah. And the movie ends. I liked it. It was sweet.
You did. What's your rating?
8. I'll give it an 8. Again, because I said I didn't like watching it, but it was only because I felt like I remember saying the mom is the smartest person in this movie. She's the only person killing these things. Everyone else is just acting helpless. Like you can kill them without their weaknesses. You can just stab them.
Yeah.
Right. They were
I'll give it an 8.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and give it a cool 7. Just the racial. It just doesn't. It's like in your face as an adult later on in life, and I'm like, I remember thoroughly loving this movie and its sequel even more so back in the day. But
you bought a sweater.
I've never seen the sequel.
No, I love this IP or whatever, but looking at it with like a 38-year-old black man lens, it's just like, ugh, that's a little nasty. But I think it still holds up.
No, you will not let him. You will not let him Kevin Hart you. Do not let him Kevin Hart you.
No, it's fine. I ignored it. But no, it still holds. I love the puppets and the animatronics or whatever they were doing with it. It still looks pretty damn good, and the story's fun. And also, I guess, looking at a different lens, the dark humor, I get it now. Before, when I was a kid, I was like, what does this mean? But now I do think that's kind of funny and crazy. But it's a cool 7 for me. Nothing too crazy, but
I'm gonna go right in the middle of what you both said. 7.5 for me. I just was misremembering the movie because I had always seen the second one so many times.
And I've never seen the second one.
Which happens often. It used to come on cable, TBS, USA all the time. And I would just turn it on. They were singing. They get some intelligence juice in that movie. Like they were like,
it's on Max. I'm gonna watch it.
New York. But I will say, even though I'm not a fan of remakes, I don't think I'd be mad if they remade this movie.
I wouldn't be mad at. Yeah, this isn't something that's like, yeah, don't touch this.
Yeah,
I don't think sacred. I would. Like, they could change. They could still give us the Mogwai, same 3 rules, just change the story a little bit. I would be okay with it.
My only thing is, I just feel like they don't do remakes well.
They don't. Of course not. Of course,
because I feel like they would try to make it super CGI, and I like basic.
Yeah, they have to stick with.
But I like, what do you call it? Say not. I mean animatronics, but what do you call it when it's just like regular? Damn it, there's a phrase.
Stop motion.
No, it's just like regular effects, like what they call it. That it's
SFX?
practical effects.
Practical effects.
Because like animatronics make it work so much better. It makes it look cute. It's not gonna look cute if it's like this little CGI. I'm not really holding it. You know what I mean? There was an element to it. Makes it feel more human. Like when you can,
and they have the money to make it look amazing. Even Steven Spielberg can do it again himself.
Look what they did with Chucky.
I think I think that was like
amazing.
Oh yeah, it looks clean. I haven't seen it, but I've seen like clips and trailers. I'm like,
oh, he looks
great. This looks
really
good.
They do use special effects in that too. They use CGI, but he said he's very minimal when he uses it. He still has the puppeteers and everything too.
Yeah.
You know. But I think a lot of creators are like trying to get back to that. Like Tim Burton, when he did the Beetlejuice, he was like, no, we're only doing practical effects like we did in the 80s. But it's got that 2024 plus whatever gloss to it. It's still, you know, so it's definitely doable.
If they do it like that, then it could be great.
Yeah.
Do you want a sequel? Do you want a third one in the franchise?
No.
Okay.
Just redo it.
Like, do you want to see Billy and Kate now with their kids?
No.
Because they're all still alive.
The reboot
they're
sequel.
all still alive.
Yeah.
No, I'm cool on that.
Okay.
I don't want it at all. Well, that was it for our Christmas reviews. I hope you guys enjoyed them.
We did it. Christmas is here.
I watched 2 of those Christmas movies that I recommended last week. I already watched them again. So I just got to watch Die Hard now to close it on out.
By the way, both of you guys had 2 very good choices. Like I said earlier in the show, Tiffany's choice of Die Hard, it's a given. It's a classic. Even Die Harder 2, we talked about that too. And then I like Pierre's choice, Batman Returns. That is a legitimate Christmas movie. Like it's in your face Christmas, actually, or whatever. So you guys have some top tier choices in your list. So Scrooge is one of my favorite movies. But
really,
if anybody cares, with Bill Murray, I love that movie.
Okay. I always wonder which version because there are thousands.
Well, I hope everyone has a very Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy Hanukkah,
happy holidays.
Happy winter solstice.
Well, I won't see you guys for the
happy
new
astrology
year,
day,
but,
if that is a thing.
You know, here's
why won't you see us for the new year? What's going on?
I'm just saying I'm gonna see you after the new year. But here, please just don't step on this. I'm about to show you some love. You guys have just done an amazing job this 2024. I think you guys knocked it out of the park. I'm looking forward to what the podcast, what the company, whatever you're calling it next year. I don't know. I'm just looking for the future from the both of you guys because
changes.
It's kind of, you know, it's inspiring. It's motivated me to try to dabble into this world or whatever. So I just want you guys to keep it up, and I'm looking forward to next year and what you all are going to bring us.
All right, guys. So even though that ends our Christmas reviews and we still have one more full week of December, we will be giving you guys one last episode before the new year where we will be reviewing Idle Hands.
Classic.
I am not interested, friends, but I am here for you. And
classic.
Pierre wants to review this one, so here we go. I just remember that movie being very dirty. I kept thinking to myself the whole time, like, this is gross.
It's gross. It's
gross.
Gross. It's disgusting. It's actually
so that's what I thought as a teen. So
no, it's still disgusting. It's just Devin saw Seth Green.
Okay, well, if he ain't Junior in Little Giants, or the president in Chucky, I don't want it.
Fuck you so much.
And that's me telling the truth. But yes, after that review, we will be taking a brief hiatus, but we will be back before the end of January with some new and interesting and fun things for you to explore with us. So we hope you have very happy holidays. Thank you so much for the support. Please be sure to follow us on all the socials, BlueSkyPodcast, BlueSkyPod, one of those two. Look in the description. It's there. It's there. Join the YouTube channel. We have got a plethora of new subscribers lately. I guess the algorithm is in our favor. I even logged into somebody else's YouTube and joined our podcast because why aren't you supporting me? I see you every day.
Right.
What are we doing? But yes, hope it's a good one, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Merry Christmas, and Happy Holidays. Bye.
Bye.
Not Black Power.
Where did you hide it, Dan?